Vremivka direction was one of the two sites of the large-scale offensive of Ukrainian units in 2023. There were heavy battles, which resulted in the loss of several settlements, and by now, almost all the territories occupied by the enemy at that time have been liberated. But how exactly did the battle for Velyka Novosilka, which escalated significantly starting in early 2025, unfold? In early January, Russian troops reached the finish line in preparation for the assault on Velyka Novosilka. Advance units reached the southern and eastern outskirts of the settlement, while partially encircling 𝐔𝐤𝐫𝐚 from the west. By January 14th, the enemy was knocked out of 𝐔𝐤𝐫𝐚, and by January 17th, the Russian flag was raised over the ruins of a two-story building on Gagarin Street. From that point on, the enemy was partially enveloped under UAV and artillery strikes and cut off from the main forces by the 𝐔𝐤𝐫𝐴 River. Somewhat later, Russian troops conducted clearing operation in the forest belts to the north of the settlement, engaging in fighting on the outskirts. Another direction of attack was between the rivers 𝐔𝐤𝐫𝐴 and 𝐷𝐼𝐻𝑡𝑎𝑛𝐘A, where they were able to get a grip on the buildings almost immediately. With fierce fighting, the Russian assault groups managed to advance almost to the river, which made it possible to split the AFU garrison in two. Part of the encircled enemy forces was destroyed, another part was forced to surrender, and by January 25th, the cauldron in the south of the settlement was wiped off. Subsequently, Russian flags were raised in Velyka Novosilka, and by January 26th, the village was practically liberated. Having suffered heavy losses, the enemy still reported its own presence in the settlement for some time, creating an image of defending it. In essence, Russian troops now have several avenues of attack open to them at once. In the meantime, the forces are regrouping and reorganizing logistical chains in anticipation of a possible start of a new operation.